Guys, the Ravaconda is a phenomenal system, but in the community, we've already had a bunch of people who have damaged TPMS sensors. So on this video, I'm gonna go over the techniques that we need to avoid doing these things. This pivot point has two mounting positions, and I find the one in the rear is the better one for the front tire. Fade it in, twist it, and now when you're breaking the bead, just make sure you're not right on top of the sensor. So what I'm gonna be doing, I'm using a little bit of soapy water to make this easier. That's it, that's all we need. You don't need to get soapy water all over the place. If it doesn't go, don't force it. Keep rotating a little bit. And that's it. And then avoid doing it on top of the valve core where the sensor is. Okay, flip the wheel, push a little bit. This next step is crucial. We're going to move the stem all the way to the 7 or the 8 o'clock position. This goes to the 6 o'clock position. Stand it out, clip it in, tighten it. Now I'm going to catch the lip of the tire, use this side of the spoon, and then I'm gonna press up here. And what this is going to do is allow room down here. It's the same concept for mounting the tire. And now this is the easy part. You just rush it away. On the video that I did for Ravaconda, I had the spoon held with a zip tie so it wouldn't fall, but all we have to do is hold the spoon with our free hand. The tire is gonna kick it out. So you just catch it. It's going to prevent the spoon scratching the wheel. Now on the other side, the reason you don't want to have this valve too close to here, because when I pull that inner lip, it's going to get caught in it. It's going to get caught. So I don't want to have it all the way down here, but I don't want to have it too far up neither. So we want an 8 o'clock, maybe even a 9 o'clock position. I'm going to pull, catch the other lip, bring it up. See, if I had this too low in here, the tire will be putting pressure on the sensor. You can see right now, the sensor is right there, but the tire is barely touching it. We rush it, hold the spoon. Once it kicks it out, hold it with your hand. Now, this tire is off already, look. No damage to the sensor. If this sensor would be out here, once this inner portion of the lip of the tire start getting dismounted, it catches in there, and then it bends it, it breaks it, it's a bad day. I'm going to remove this, and then I'm going to do a little cleaning of the wheel. I want to focus where the lid of the tire is going to touch the wheel. So this edge right here, make sure it's nice and clean. Next, I'm going to mount a cold tire. No warming up required. I'm going to put my sensor at the 12 o'clock position. If you look at this tire on the Bridgestone, we get a yellow dot right there. And then on this Messler, I have a red dot, actually 2 dots. I'm going to use my favorite lubrication paste. This thing will probably last me a lifetime. I'm going to lubricate that bit. And having this applicator just gives me control, because I don't want to have lube outside or maybe dripping on the edge of the tire where I need all the grip. And the 2 red dots go over the sensor and start pushing down. Tire is pretty stiff because, again, we didn't warm it up, but that's okay. Just work it slowly, each side at a time, and it goes in. Now comes the next critical part, and that's moving the stem and the sensor over to the 1 or the 2 o'clock position, actually more like 2 o'clock. Now, if you ask some guys that go to the track, they will tell you they don't put, some of them mount their tires dry. They don't want the tire, they're putting down so much power and going so fast that they don't want the tire to rotate on the rim and go out of balance. What you could do instead, don't lubricate this portion right here. You can just lubricate the portion where it's going to need it the most, where it needs to go over the rim at the most crucial point. And actually the front tire rarely rotates, That's an issue with the rear tire. Then I'm gonna push the tire over the lip at the 12 o'clock so I can come and click in place. We're gonna lock it in place again and start cranking. Now, Ravaconda provides this that you can put right here on the bit, and it's gonna help you keep it in place. But in our case, we already got the technique down, so what we're going to do is start cranking, and as it starts getting harder, I'm going to start pushing that bit, get it off the wheel, keep pushing slowly. I'm not doing any super hard effort. All I'm doing is pushing it as I go. Keep pushing a little more. A little more. Remember, we have a steel belt in here. So no matter how hot this tire is, we still need to give this room, and the way you give it room is by pushing the opposite side into the center of the tire. That way this can go over. Almost there. Keep pushing. Pow, we're over. How's that? And now this can get caught, but sometimes you can keep going and it will pop. How easy was that, guys? How easy was that? Next, I'm gonna pop my bit, attach it, start inflating. And I used to have issues with this when I had the Nomar tire changer. But for some reason with the Ravaconda, it pops in so easily. I'm gonna inspect my valve core. Sure it's got no damage. You can buy a box that has like 100 of them very cheaply. This, we're gonna ride it on the street, so we'll probably give it around 35 PSI. And now all we have to do is clean it, remove the weights, and balance it. I got some Gorilla Tape on top of the weights. When this breaks and this wheel gets super hot from riding on track, the sticky mount that this used to stay in place can heat up and actually release. And most track organizations require you to put some tape over your wheel weights. Now this part sucks, and at this point is the, the most time consuming, which is removing this residue off the wheel. Make sure the wheel is clean. Now Ravaconda sells a really nice tire balancer that you can even mount on the wall, but I already had this one, so they do the same function. We install the cones, and this I like to offset, put that one on the bottom, this one on top. You want to make sure this is nice and clean so it can rotate freely. We're getting pretty good rotation, so maybe 4 wheel weights, and these are the Motion Pro. These are the 1/8 of an ounce. You're gonna let it come down to a stopping point, and as you can see, the sensor right now is the heaviest part. So what we do is we get a little bit of alcohol or something to clean the wheel, so there's no residue. You do this enough and you're gonna start guesstimating how many wheel weights you need just based on the rotation. I really like to use this gaffer tape. This is the one that I use to cover the headlights. Okay, so what I'm going to do is put the wheel weights at the 12 o'clock position, and then we're going to rotate this by 90 degrees, and we're going to see which direction it moves. If it moves up, that means you need to add more weights. If it moves down, that means you have too many weights. In this case, we need to add probably like 2 more, and I'm going to stick them right next to this. I bring it down to a 90 degree, let it go, and now it stays in there. So now this wheel is balanced. So we already cleaned it up, so now we can go ahead and I'm gonna offset it just a tiny bit because I need to put 2 more. All right, guys, that is a tire mounted and balanced. Let me know if you have any questions, and if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. See you guys next time.